Work yourself. Work yourself.
Leeds is a big city. It's the third biggest outside of London behind Birmingham and Manchester. The scenic city is home to all kinds of artists and entertainers, many of which play at local clubs and venues on the weekends. But the city is yet to produce a major rap star, despite the abundance of talented MCs within the city.
It's only a youth that's getting rowdy. Guess what I'm allowed with? It's
inside, show them again. ZEN at the show them again.
Sit back down, right for another hour. You were let down, you aging.
So, I spoke to a number of local artists about the scene and how it's treated them. A group that pushed the scene forward in the beginning is The Office, a hip-hop collective that started in the early 2000s.
My name is Alamak. I'm a record producer, beat maker, founder of The Office.
The Office are a group of rappers and producers that began to make waves in the Leeds hip-hop scene in the mid-2000s. They have amassed 12 members over the years and have supported some major artists at Leeds venues.
Count for Ghostface Killer, Redman and Method Man.
Oh, baby. Yeah! A little louder!
Meeting the people as well, bro. Meeting them. This is like a dream for me, like as a avid hip hop, fan.
The Office was founded by Jay Bravo, Alamak, and Technico. And they're all well known within the Leeds rap scene. But like many rap artists from Leeds, they struggled to hit the mainstream. I then spoke to Jay Bravo about the issue.
Yeah, so it's like, boy.
My name is Jay Bravo CAG, also known as Bruce Leeds. I am a hip-hop MC and producer, born and bred, lived in Leeds all my life.
Living and working and all that shit, you know what I mean? It's tragic though. She used to live a few streets from my ends. First met her in town, we became friends.
While Jay Bravo has made waves on the local scene, I asked him what he thought Leeds was missing to bridge the gap to the mainstream.
But the one thing I know that Leeds does not have, the maximum support from the biggest outlets in Leeds. You know, we don't feel comfortable going up to Air FM and handing our demos in and handing our songs into Radio Air FM and saying, please play our music. We don't feel comfortable going to Yorkshire Television and saying, here's our material.
In my best shoes, taxi fare in my left shoe, go back to zones in the best mood, wake up hungover the next day.
Friend of The Office, DJ Agent M is a real veteran of the Leeds scene and has been active since the early 90s, but he says hip-hop clubs were never abundant and that there was an unfair view of the rap scene.
It's basically you have places where, one or two places where you know that if a hip-hop act was going to come, they're going to go to that place, and you know what kind of vibe you're going to get. And to be honest with you, it's like there are places, safe places where you can go where you can just have a good time. There's not going to be any fights or anything like that.
He has seen some issues with artists making a name for themselves within the scene, however.
The saying's kind of true, really. It's not what you know sometimes, it's who you know. So it's literally just where do you start sometimes? I'll hear of people and they'll basically say, oh, well, I'm new. How do I do this? How do I do that? But that's because somebody's spoken to them and said, oh, go speak to that guy. So there's a core of us, and we're basically just right, the next generation, they kind of need to know what the hip hop culture is all about, and which is bringing up the next generation.
I all settle for less, bad vibes all around me provoking the stress. If we've all got problems, who cleans up the mess? Buy a big HD for the moment.
I then spoke to music journalist Marky Smith, who has previously interviewed Jay Bravo and DJ Agent M. He's been reporting on the scene since 2015 and has spoken to many local artists since he began his career as a presenter. He says he's noticed a trend amongst local rappers.
What these artists have to realise is that just because you're getting loads of views on your YouTube videos and your Spotify, you still need to be doing the physical promotion, you still need to be going out handing flyers out, you still need to be, doing these radio interviews, you still need to be handing your your mixtapes out in the street, you need to be giving your music to DJs.
Another artist that has worked with The Office is Potter.
Now, that don't mean I'm gonna strike you down. Yeah, because I made you what you are now. Oh, shut up, man, that's just bullshit. You were the one who got me sent down. And you thought you got rid, but I'm still here.
Potter featured in the Defenders of Style versus The Office cypher, which saw some of Leeds' biggest artists rap side by side.
Begging you to watch me, son. This number 7 and some Coca-Cola got me drunk. I'm like Popeye with a green, I'm cool as long as I've got me.
However, he says rap groups are not always the best thing to push the scene forward.
And it's clicky. If you're not in with that clique, yeah, they're not going to share your stuff. There's no unity whatsoever in this scene. Unity that you might see is just false.
I'm just kicking some shit up. I run up in the bank with a twig, flick it in the air and scream, everybody look out, this is a stick.
Nobody wants to see anyone do better than what they're doing. People can deny it until they're blue in the face, man. It's just how it is.
I also spoke to a DJ and MC who's trying to make and release music from the ground up. Cryptic is a multi-instrumentalist, multi-genre rapper and producer who began pursuing a career in music at the end of 2019.
I'm that scratching cause I'm a one-man band, a true jack of all trades.
I asked him about some of the difficulties he faces as an independent artist.
Really guys, it's just a lot of work. So I've literally got no assistance whatsoever. I write, record, edit the vocals, then I build the beat, I mix and master it, then release it, and then I've got to promote it.
I also asked him how he hopes to achieve success with his music.
Ideally, I need some help. My workload is absolutely crippling at times, guys. Honestly, I have no idea.
Opening in 2001, Hi-Fi has been a major venue for local hip-hop fans and artists. I spoke to an ex-Hi-Fi barman turned MC about his experience as a Leeds rapper.
So I'm Tom Riley, rapper's Dimps TFG, Dimps for the Dimples. It's like a childhood nickname. Someone who I knew from Hi-Fi contacted me, asked me if I wanted to do a gig.
Having seen many DJ sets and rap acts at Hi-Fi, does he see a disadvantage for rappers in Leeds?
The money is there for DJs. It's if you're putting on a club night and you've got a choice, do I put on a night house techno or do I put on a rap night? We both know the rap night's going to be the riskier option.
Toshiro Steele is a self-described sad boy rapper from Sheffield and lived in Leeds for 3 years while studying.
Can't breathe with no Westie, so my heart ache. Can't say it. I've been spending all my money till I can't pay. Fuck it.
There still needs to be more shows and stuff in Leeds and stuff. Like, they got the ball rolling. There's a few promoters like getting artists up there and putting stuff on. It still needs a lot to be done. Like bigger artists getting brought through and more shows put on more frequently.
It would seem to some rappers that being southern is an inherent advantage to becoming successful.
A lot of artists feel like if you're not down there, then you're not going to get opportunities, and it's almost true. Like, a lot of us will be offered shows down there, and it's almost like for the travel, like the amount you're getting for the show, it's almost barely worth it. Like, you're not going to make a lick on the show or anything like that. You're just going to pay for your travel and your night, but you kind of got to do it. But if we were down there, it would be easy. You could just get a tube or whatever, but that's not how it should be. I don't think we need to have enough stuff going on up north.
For some rappers, however, Leeds is a huge hub of opportunity and brings aspiring MCs to try and showcase their talent to a larger audience. One such artist is Sist Cortez. Originally from the Portsmouth area, I asked him why he decided to move to Leeds.
To be around guys that I make music with, innit? I've got, the guys that I make music with up here, just they all kind of lived in the same proximity of like Leeds, Bradford and that, and it was just easier me moving up here. It's cheaper up here than down in like Guildford and London and all these areas. But obviously I do drum and bass as well, so pretty much every weekend I'm out. Obviously not now, it's all peak now, but before I was out every weekend playing different shows around Leeds, like drum and bass shows.
Leeds is host to many drum and bass nights, mainly held at Wire, Mint Warehouse and the Old Red Bus Station in town.
There's a lot more drum and bass and bassline events and that. The drum and bass events every single weekend, whereas you might get a hip hop show once a month.
Yo. Too many go that, too many go this. Too many man act like a bad man, never back up with this. You can't step to a brother on the mic, we don't hold back. And every time.
Unity Day is a free annual festival held in Leeds Woodhouse Moor, also known as Hyde Park. It aims to bring the city together, hence the name, welcoming all ages and backgrounds to enjoy music from the city. D3 is one of many local rap artists that performed at the festival last year. She's a skilled spoken word artist, but enjoys dabbling in other genres too. She, like many other rappers I've spoken to in the area, feel as though nobody has their eye on the north.
Everything's focused on London in the end, isn't it? We have got a lot of good rappers in Leeds, I know that for a fact.
But she also sees a need for more smaller venues across the city.
If there was a venue where I could showcase myself and then, you know, physically create interest around here, because it's all very well getting females interested in hip hop. Well, where are we going to do that? Because there's nowhere for them to go to get interested in hip hop.
There are very few active female MCs within the Leeds scene, and even fewer events that support them, with the only notable female-centric gig being held at Belgrave Music Hall by the BBC.
And it was a all-female event. Every female in that event was wicked, but they weren't all from Leeds, and I thought that was silly. That
XP is a Bradford-based MC and has been repping the West Yorkshire rap scene alongside his hip-hop collective Flame Griller.
Wouldn't have thought one day would be so effortless. The next like climbing Everest, get the gist. You should know the crew name true when the heads are roll with how we keep tracks fresh on a budget.
They began the West Yorkshire Cypher YouTube series, which saw MCs from all across the county join together to showcase their skills.
Set up the West Yorkshire Cypher in 2011 and I'm still, 2010ish, and I'm still proud of that because that was Leeds centric, even though there were people well outside of Leeds coming through, which was great. But it was you know, I mean, it was a hot pot of Leeds, man. It was like the hub of hip hop in Leeds for that year or two.
Also, getting a solo gig is one of the major challenges smaller artists face when trying to make a name for themselves.
Of course, if I put one gig of me on every month, no fucking it needs to be like, oh, he's playing, I ain't seen him for a while, or he's got an album out and I'll support that kind of thing. So it's not like I can be out there much, but I can organise my own gig if I need to.
They use white vinegar or wine stains to make them go away. That's enough vinegar trivia. The word for my family was originally sinister. So Robert Walpole was Great Britain's initial prime minister. The Dominican Republic is different from Dominica.
In the past 5 to 10 years, the UK rap scene has grown massively, but the Leeds rap scene hasn't quite hit the mainstream as much as other northern cities like Manchester and Birmingham, which have produced talent such as Age, Bugsy Malone and Mist, all of which have had top 10 hits in the UK singles chart.
Manchester, yeah, as you say, killing it, but Manchester haven't necessarily put forward more rappers to the UK. It's just that they've got their shit together right now, but like, who's to say that in 5 years time, like, Leeds is the one that gives birth to all the rappers.
So, will we see any chart-topping rappers from Leeds in the coming years? Maybe not, but that might not be the worst thing to happen. The variety within the Leeds music scene is what makes it such a fantastic place for music lovers, and maybe that's a worthy sacrifice for the success of a single genre. But many rappers in Leeds are just happy to release music to the small fan base they've amassed.
I don't know whether it's like the artists from Leeds aren't coming through or aren't going to blow up, but what is blowing up, like, music's a cottage industry right now. Like, if you've got 10,000 fans, which isn't many as far as the world's, you know, listenership is concerned, you'll do just fine, and that could be bubbling away on your DMs and your emails, and absolutely no one will ever listen to you. But you just got a regular listenership and a regular, you know, selling records and stuff. You can make enough to, you know, be successful from music.
The talent of this city is undeniable, and it has produced some amazing bands, singers and DJs, and the rappers here are just as skilled. Many may complain about the lack of exposure, but with so much skilled competition, is there any wonder? I sincerely believe the time for Leeds rap will be soon, but in the meantime, us Yorkshire folk have to stick together if we want the world to hear us.
The blues ain't forever, but the blues ain't forever. Just the usual weather, just the usual weather. It's in a foolish endeavor, it's in a foolish endeavor. We can do it together, we can do it together. Keep having dreams, even if no one believes in them. Breathing and be free, things aren't as free cause they sing.
Thank you so much for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who was involved in the documentary and helped me make it. Please do give these guys a listen. They deserve 100% of the support you can give. I'll link all the socials in the description. Please do check them out. I've also got a Spotify playlist with all the artists in there, so if you want to listen to that, please feel free. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed the documentary.